Let me tell about how this law developed. A little bit about the history of the law. It was around 1820s, 1830s. India came under the British rule. Calcutta, Bombay, Madras courts were formed. The Supreme Court was in Calcutta. Mohammedan law was the primary law, and the variations of the law was great. This was creating a big problem for the British, so they decided to create a unified law for the whole country. The first commission was implemented on 1834. They did an extensive research and proposed the base of our constitution in 1837. And the law was formed in around 1854 or something, and trust me, nothing much has changed since then. Note Q became the foundation for creation of law of marriage for our country. It gives some very interesting examples. If we read those examples, you might feel disgusting. The first example that they quoted was about a man from England who has come to India without his wife, and he wants to have a second relationship. Now, if he tells the woman in India, "I'm not married," then it is a deceit, a cheating case of cheating. And obviously, Note Q and even our present law calls that as a cheating, and severe punishment is mentioned about it. But then this Note Q goes on to say, what if he is truthful and tells the woman that I have a wife, most likely never go back to England, so obviously nobody will come to know, and the woman insists on the marriage. Just imagine, the Note Q is given example not of illicit relationship in which the woman, the burden of the marriage is pushed towards the woman, justifying the need for second marriage. And obviously in this case the second woman is not wronged. Obviously the first wife is wronged, but here the note says it's a crime but not such a big crime. Whereas if a woman, and the same example is given, but if his first wife sitting in England does adultery, that's wrong. That's called adultery, because if she does adultery, that the society will be disturbed, many people's life will be endangered because the child, the family will not get food and things like that. So the law takes up this example, but very interestingly, Note Q does a survey all across the India and finds the opinion divided about the law of adultery. They point out that a girl is often married at early age, and she has to be in a situation of with multiple wives without a consent. There is no requirement of consent. So if she does adultery, she should be pardoned. So that is why in section 497 a woman cannot be punished. Now in that adultery, it doesn't matter who started the relationship. The man here is taken as seducer, the adulterer. And Note Q goes on to say that there should not be a punishment because there are two sets of people. One set of people is the poor people who are happy with a money. If the person who is doing adultery pays a money and takes away the wife, whereas the rich person wants revenge, and the revenge can never be satisfied with 3 years or 5 years of jail. Most of the time the punishment which the rich people wants is death of the adulterer. On one hand, when he is doing second marriage, the wife cannot do anything. Just imagine a law created in such a way. Second, this set of law was given for analysis of the people, the government of India and various people. In 1950s, everybody gave their opinion. By that time, people had the opinion, no, an adulterer has to be punished with 5 years of jail. They became a little lenient. They changed the law from 7 years to 5 years. So they showed great big hurt that okay, we have decreased it to 5 years. The question is, when the husband can indulge, why can't the wife? Suppose the wife wants to leave. Do you want the wife to first fight the divorce case in the court and then look for a boyfriend? When you look for a job, do you first leave the company, then look for a job? Or you first look for the job and then resign the job? Obviously, you look for the job, right? So obviously, if a girl wants to leave a marriage, he will find the other partner before getting into it. And finding a partner, of course, necessitates checking his sexuality, checking his financial conditions, all those things. So obviously, a person who wants to leave job will look for a partner. In our case, it's exactly the same. You should consider that my partner actually wanted a divorce, but cannot get divorced because of the Indian law. And obviously, he has to look for a partner. That's what she did. So how is that a crime? So this 497 was analyzed in 1971 again. We don't know much about, I'm still looking for the details about the survey, but the survey report says that 50% people spoke against it and 50% in favor. So if 50% spoke against it, why was the law established? And out of this 50% that spoke in favor, they wanted even the woman to be punished, a small percentage of it. But obviously, we are not proposing any such things. If you want my views, I think we should make marriage as a contract like a job. Yes, both sides should be like the government, both sides should be equally accountable. And if they want to leave job, I think there should be a provision where notice is given by either side, and once the notice is given, we can have the right to adultery. Because, or else, why should the woman be under slavery? This is slavery. She can't do anything. She is not paid money. She is not given liberty to talk to anyone. Neither the husband will talk, neither he will be allowed to talk to anyone. She can't go to job. I'm not saying every woman is suffering the same way. I think the suffering is different for every case. Every man, every woman have a different story. But I think it is a high time that we get rid of this law, section 497. I pray to all of you, please change the law of divorce, please change the law of marriage, please change your concept of marriage. Don't take marriage for granted. Divorce and remarriage should be equally easy. Most of the other countries other than Hinduism or India has implemented divorce in an acceptable way. Our divorce is almost an impossibility. And who earns? No one knows. I can tell that we all are suffering because of this law. Framed in 1837, talking about an Englishman coming to India, and the rich people who wanted more wives, but they wanted their wives to be protected, because once you have more wives, obviously the unhappy wife will run away with other people, handsome people. They don't want that. Do we really want to continue? We have got rid of polygamy, but a man is free, woman is not. let's change the law.